All right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday Panther Chat. For those that don't know me, my name is Gabby Bradley. I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions here at Wesleyan, and we've got a special guest with us today. This is Professor Carrie Miller. She is a professor in our criminal justice program, and that's what we're going to be talking about today on our Panther Chat. So thank you so much, Carrie, for
Thank
joining.
you for having me. Hi.
Yes. All right. So my first question for you, what led you to teaching in the criminal justice program?
I guess looking at my background, both of my parents worked in law enforcement, and I learned a lot about that as a kid and some of the problems and struggles of, being a woman in policing. And then I'm also a KWC alum, and I was a psychology and criminal justice student. So that's kind of where I learned, my passion for that intersection between psychology, criminal justice, and teaching and research. So
Cool. I didn't know you were an alum. That's awesome.
yeah.
Cool. Well, my next question, what topics and what classes do our criminal justice students dive into while they're in the major?
So we have a range of classes. So a lot of our classes focus on kind of learning, about the criminal justice system. So all the different components, learning about policing, the role of courts and the court process, criminal law, and then corrections, jails and prisons. But we also dive into a lot of specific crime issues, so looking at violent crime, terrorism, but also social issues and kind of ethical dilemmas that arise, when we're trying to deal with crime and justice. So looking at, the role of gender and race in injustice throughout the criminal justice system. So we touch on a variety, looking at deviant behavior in general, juvenile delinquency, and the role of, understanding law and criminal law and how that works. So we have a full range of classes.
It's a pretty broad scope of what they learn, pretty much a variety of topics, like you said,
Yep.
the criminal justice field. So that's awesome. Well, my next question for you, what hands-on learning opportunities are available for students both on campus and maybe off campus in the Owensboro community?
Okay, so for several years, the criminal justice department, we've had a strong commitment to service learning. So all of our criminal justice students are complete some service learning hours through our classes, through our corrections class, working with at-risk populations, whether that be adults or juvenile populations. So they have a lot of opportunity to give back and serve in their community. We also they have opportunities to do a lot of hands-on research experiences. So a group of students were able to design kind of a research project around their own interests. So not only do we, talk about being able to participate in research, but I had a group of students design a study on using social media to survey people about their experiences with drugs and drug use at music festivals and concerts. So, a broad scope of, working out in the community, volunteering with criminal justice organizations, or doing research on campus.
Oh, I was muted. That's really cool. I really like the social media project that you brought up. And I think it's really nice that across our programs, regardless if it's criminal justice or whichever program they choose, they can kind of choose what they want to study, what they want to do research on. So I think that's pretty cool. All right. So my next question, which you kind of touched on this a little bit, talking about community opportunities, but what internship opportunities do our criminal justice students have? If you can just think off the top of your head, some of the different internships that they've had throughout your time in the program.
So there's a range of opportunities for internships. We, of course, have had many students interested in doing an internship with the Owensboro Police Department. So through their intern program. So we've had several do law enforcement internships, but there's also opportunities to do internships with social service organizations, organizations that work with, juveniles that have come into the system and can kind of, look for, life skills and kind of helping kids get back on the right track. Students are open to bring in their own ideas for internship. So, anything that is related to the field. I mean, there's many opportunities. I know we had recently had a student talking about doing an internship with our local sexual assault advocacy agency. So there's many kinds of, opportunities to do internships. And we really encourage our students, to go out and have those experiences while they're in the program.
Awesome. Awesome. And yeah, I never thought of actually New Beginnings. That's our sexual assault, I guess you could say, advocacy group like you were talking about. That would be a great place for an internship. So awesome. Well, here's another fun question. I guess it's kind of an offset from the internship question. So career opportunities. I'm one of those people, I love criminal minds, forensic files. I just love all of the different careers that someone could have in criminal justice. So can you talk a little bit about some of the career opportunities that our students can have from a criminal justice major?
Yeah, so of course, we have quite a few students who are definitely interested in working in law enforcement. So that's kind of the one, we often think about. But there are many, many things you can do with a background in criminal justice. So from, working in probation and parole services to working in federal agencies, Drug Enforcement Administration to Secret Service, but also companies looking for people to help in security and loss prevention, right? And how they can kind of eliminate some of that risk that goes along with, theft associated with, storefronts and retail. And also doing, all the way up to doing, research, being a criminologist and studying criminal behavior and application of laws, but also, doing intelligence analysis, being able to collect data and do research and help, form policies to improve kind of the way organizations run and kind of help them make better decisions. So there's, a broad scope of options. And in my background, I took my first forensic psychology class at Kentucky Wesleyan, and that's kind of what spawned my background in forensic psychology and criminal justice. So from forensic counseling, providing, counseling services to those those who are incarcerated, to doing research on, the intersection between psychology and law, how juries make decisions, why people would falsely confess to crimes they don't commit. So there's a whole world of options, when you look at that application of criminal justice. We also have the opportunity for those who are interested in criminal law to do the 3+3 legal studies program. So you get a criminal justice major, and then you do an advanced application process to law school. So for those who are interested in criminal law, you can study criminal justice and kind of get that head start into your career in being a prosecutor or a criminal defense attorney. So broad range of opportunities.
Yeah, there's so many different career opportunities, and everyone in our office knows I'm a big crime junkie. I love seeing all the different careers, and my mom is an attorney, so that's probably why, kind of like what you were talking about. But you really do have a lot of career opportunities based on what you're really interested in. So yeah, that was great. Thank you. So what is your favorite thing about the program at Wesleyan, which you're an alum? So just think back throughout your time here. What do you think is your favorite part about the program?
For anyone who, any of my students who I talk to, you could say I'm a criminal justice and, forensic nerd, but the reality is criminal justice is a field that is of interest and, importance to all of us. So whether, we're looking at current events that are going on in the world, problems with mass incarceration, social justice issues. It's a topic that applies to everyone. So what I love about our program is that, we focus on practical skills and understanding functions, but we also dive really deep into issues, right? Into social issues, ethical issues, political issues that are involved in controlling crime, right? And taking care of crime victims, but also looking at, the way criminal justice operates and ways that we can improve it. So, that's the main thing I love, is that everybody has some kind of interest in the topic that we cover. So you get, to dive really deep in, whereas, if you're not a criminal justice student, then you don't really get so deep into those topics.
Yeah, that's a great point. It is an interesting subject matter, but it involves people. So it's really about helping people regardless of really where they are in the criminal justice system. So that's a really great point. Awesome. Well, my last question for you, is there anything else that you would like to add about the program? Anything of importance that you think our incoming students should know?
The only thing I guess have left to add is that I really love our students, and I hope that they are all being, healthy and safe at home. And we're really looking forward to, seeing them again in the fall. And we're really looking forward to all the new students and our future, criminal justice leaders, and those looking to make a difference in the system and in their community. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all the students again.
Me too. We're all super excited to have everybody back on campus, and hopefully everyone's staying healthy right now. But thank you so much, Carrie, for joining me for this Panther chat. If anyone watching this has any questions about criminal justice, feel free to contact me. I can direct questions to Carrie, or you can email Carrie directly. I believe your information's on the website, right, Carrie?
Yes. Yep. My contact information is on the criminal justice page.
Yes. And if you just click academics and then majors, you'll find the criminal justice major, which has a lot of info too about the different classes they offer. Super interesting stuff. But if anyone has any questions, they can contact us. We would be happy to help. But thank you so much, Carrie, once again for joining me. I hope you're staying healthy at home as well.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and that everything's going well with you in your summer. And we'll see everybody back on campus here soon.
All right. Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Okay. Oh.